Welcome. And welcome to the show. I'm your host, Joey Wobbs, and welcome to a new crew of people on the show. Obviously, you guys know Jimmy because me and Jimmy are everywhere. Like, that's just what it is. Me and Jimmy are everywhere. Anytime see me, Jimmy's probably on the show next after that. Like, that's just kind of how it works with us. We're on opposite shows most of the time. Anytime you see me, it's probably Jimmy the next time around. And then Ches, one of the people that I've had to answer for all season. And rightfully so, because he talked his shit and we backed it up this year. So I got to give him
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I said we'd finish fourth and Liverpool would finish third. I was half right. You know what I'm saying? I was half right. No one said anything to me. I was right, man.
Yeah, but Chad, this year me and Jimmy had to answer for you and Don a lot. Okay, so
no, but what we were saying was wrong
though. Especially Don.
Especially Don, because Don's a bit more. He's a bit more like he explains it a lot. I just say it and it sticks. Whereas Don, he's on many shows. He has to explain himself over and over again, so people remember it. Like Don,
yeah.
You said this.
And the Y Scout thing. The Y Scout thing, Don will never live down the Y Scout thing, bro. He'll never.
I respect the Y Scout shit. Like where a lot of other people just
he does his research. I hear it.
Yeah, he actually goes and does the homework.
See,
people mock him for it. Everyone should.
That's one thing you have to respect about Don. He does his homework, bro. You have to respect it. You have to respect it.
Like so, when he forms his opinion, whether he wrong or right, he ain't just pulling it out of nowhere. Like he actually,
it's based on something. Yeah.
And big up to everybody in the chat.
A lot of dudes be afraid to just say, "Oh, I don't know that player," or "I don't know." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll just go, "I don't know," but I'll research. Because everyone else will be like, "Yeah, I don't know," and just keep it stepping. Like, yeah, whatever. Like Ekachika, we're gonna speak on.
Yeah.
No one really knows about him that much, so people like Don will help us understand what he's good at. Because comps,
listen, while we're
comps
here
are good,
now,
but comps don't really tell you much, innit? Like they tell you a little bit about the.
I got his tactical breakdown shit playing on YouTube right now while we're sitting here talking.
Yeah, you can let us know. You can let us know them because
I mean, I said, guys, I've watched a lot of them. I watched a lot of Ekatike this year. Like I've watched a lot of Ekatike. Big up, Lewis. If you want the link, G, I'll just send you the link. I don't know if you're free or not, but you're more than welcome to jump on with us. But yeah, I've watched a lot of Ekatike this year. I was actually very scared, very, very scared if Liverpool got him. Like I thought getting Ekatike would be more important to the way that they play than per se a Wirtz, because like they already had a 10 that was actually manageable. Like it wasn't like a absolute travesty at the 10, right? But at striker, they were just struggling, right? In every facet with Nunez and Jota. Jota wasn't that great this year. So like between the both of them, I thought Hugo would give the space to Salah that he needs to be able to be very, very efficient throughout the year. So, like, that was something that I was very nervous about when it came to Ekatike. Was like if he ended up at Liverpool, we're probably going to see another 20.
He still can. Don't say ended. He still can.
Yeah, no. But from what I'm reading, Ches, here's the thing. From what I'm reading.
Yeah, let's go through it. Can you get it up for us so we can see?
Yeah.
Just so, chat, for everyone doesn't know, we came from my channel. A lot of you probably came from there. But anyway, we were speaking about strikers, and towards the end, we had a conversation about Ekatike, innit? And it looks like, I think Jimmy and Devin showed me as well, it looks like we're linked with him quite closely. About to get up on the screen. So, yeah.
So, Chelsea are eager to move swiftly through the market this summer and finalize incomings and outgoings by the end of June. They're keen to head into the preseason with a settled squad and maximize the preparation time ahead of Maresca's second season. This is exactly what we've been asking for because we do not need a long, drawn-out preseason with the Club World Cup. We need the players in within at least majority of the players in before this Club World Cup. That way, our preseason starts at the Club World Cup. Okay, we don't have a lot of extra time around this preseason this year. So, like, this is our preseason. This Club World Cup time is going to be our preseason. So these players,
Joey, that's a good thing.
Man. I will be at 2 Club World Cup games 4 days apart.
If I didn't just spend $14,000 on a toy, I probably would be out there with y'all. But
me and Strasburg Steve linking up for one of them.
I'd probably be out
Yeah,
there
the
with
London,
you,
man.
but
That's
so
where you lot
it looks
benefit.
like
You can watch
here,
the field.
it looks like here we are we're interested in this deal. I personally think we get this deal done for around 70 million, and we end up sending them like a player on loan or
And
something.
I think
like
that's
that.
with add-ons. I think it's probably gonna be 50
70
with 10,
plus
65
add-ons.
with
something
10.
like that.
Yeah, they value him at 84. Doesn't mean that we.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that
not getting-
doesn't
they're not
mean
getting
we're
it.
gonna pay that number.
Yeah,
It means, especially, it depends of the competition. If Liverpool want to come in, then it makes the price go even higher. But hopefully, we can get this done early. I want to go back to the main point, which is I said on my channel, if we have to get business done early because of Carabao Cup, that's a good thing, you know, because it means they're forced to buy these players soon, rather than waiting out, trying to negotiate for lower fees, trying to do this lowball thing. Now we've got money and power because we're in UCL. Now we've got the wages as well. I'm very
We
positive.
can match anybody now. That's the thing. Is
Because
like,
you
we're
know what
not
it is? I just want to
necessarily
see.
behind on anybody. We can match
For
anybody.
once, I just want to see players coming early, innit? I don't like all this last day of the window stuff, innit? It's just long. It's long. I hate it, man. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just long, man.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
clearly see he has better movement in the box than Jackson by far. It's
Oh,
not-
there's no doubt about it, bro.
it's not even close.
It's not
bro.
even a question.
Well,
It's
Jimmy,
not
we
even
watch
close.
that. Pause. But send it in the private chat, wherever you're.
Yeah, I'll send it. If you just it's Scout Nation. If you just type in at the TK. Scout Nation.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. He is so similar to Nico in the sense that like his frame is very slender, but he's physical enough to be able to handle center backs and two center backs at the same time. Okay, aerially he's not great, but there isn't many great aerial. You're not going to get. There isn't a Robert Lewandowski anymore, where you're great aerially but good technically. You're not getting those types of strikers anymore. There's not that type of striker in football right now that you can just go and get. Okay, so the closest thing that you try and go get is closer to an Isak type of player. This is what the type of player that we're talking about here. Okay, a tall, lanky player who understands movement in the box, who ball strikes at a higher level than what we have, and link up is at a
Top notch.
10x level.
Yeah,
of
his
everybody around
his
him.
link up numbers.
And
That's
this
what
is
I
why-
do see,
This
Chance.
is why this is different than
His
Sesko.
link up numbers is fucking ridiculous.
This is why
Oh,
it's
you're gonna get
different
me
to
excited for
Sesko.
him, man.
Okay, this is why it's different to Sesko. Sesko does not have this level of link up. He does not have this level of link up, period. Okay? This is what when the football club says we're looking for strikers who could fit possession-based systems, this is who the type of striker that they're talking about.
And you know what it is as well? I like his profile. He's quite tall. And
Mhm.
he offers something a bit different for defenders, isn't it? The thing with Jackson is he roughs up defenders, but because of his kind of like his frame, he's easy to body at times, and he falls over himself.
Bro,
He's not really
this is
composing
such
the
a-
ball.
This is a fallacy.
Yeah.
His link up is awful, bro. It's a fallacy. Like, this is the thing. I watch these fucking players. I sit and watch Bundesliga. I like watching Bundesliga. I watch Bundesliga on a weekly basis. Like, I have players in Bundesliga that I watch consistently, week after week. Enzo Malloy, I've been watching for 2 years. But every game for 2 years, I watched from Enzo Malloy. This kid, I've been watching for a year and a half at Frankfurt. Like, come on, bro. He's awful. He is awful. He is awful Danish. We're talking about key touches in the box. We're talking about being able to turn on his defender. He is awful. He plays front-faced football. You can't get him back to goal. You can't get Sesko back to goal.
Mm.
What are you talking about? There is no fucking back to goal we're getting out of Sesko. There isn't. You're not getting back to goal play from Sesko. And not even close to the level of what this guy's doing. Not even close. It's not close. There's a reason why Marmoush had 18 goals this year in a half a year. There's a reason. He is playing behind this guy. That's the reason. That's the reason. I've been telling this to people there's a reason why Marmoush had the space in Bundesliga that he had. He wasn't playing in behind. The ball in behind, getting the ball in behind like every other Bundesliga striker. He's getting the ball in the half space, at the top of the box, and creating from there. Why is he getting all the space in the world? Because Ekitike can drag 2 defenders out.
Ekitike had 12 assists in all competitions, 22 goals and 12 assists.
What in the Bundesliga? What did you have in the Bundesliga?
14 goals and 7 assists or some shit like that.
That's quite good, actually. To be fair.
Yeah,
I understand the 80 million.
The players he compared to is Marcus Thuram.
I get it. The 80 million number is going to put people off. Okay, I get the 80 million is going to put people off.
Of course, because when people hear that kind of money, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that's my only reservation.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
see, but here's the thing, right?
Number one, this is what fans got to do. This is what fans has to stop doing when it comes to the transfer. Wait till the numbers come out. Stop saying what you think he's gonna cost. Nobody don't care what you think, what a website says. Fuck all of that. Wait till the number, because everybody be running around. Y'all ever hear the numbers they throw around for Wesley Fofana? Y'all know we paid less than 70 for Fofana, right? 69 million. People be like, 80 million, 70 this million. And I'm like, yo, bro, we did not pay.
Oh, Mudryk. No, look, Jimmy, the funniest one is Mudryk. Every time anybody speaks on Mudryk, the number goes up.
90 million, 100 million. Mudryk was 60-something million dollars, bro.
Yeah, every single time it goes up, bro. Every time anybody speaks about Mudryk, it goes up. Every single time. Every time.
That's my only thing. I understand the reservation with people saying Ekitike and the number. I'll wait till the number come out. I'm looking at him like, does he make me go, oh no? Does he make me? He doesn't make me go, oh, this guy's shit. But
wait, guys, I'm sorry. CNEC has a special privilege on my channel. So anytime he shows up, he gets the welcome video. So I'm sorry, that's just like a special privilege of CNEC. Welcome. All right, there you go. I just had to get that out of the way. I appreciate you.
Yo, hold on, Joey. I'm gonna send you a couple Twitter links. I need you to play them.
So like that's the thing here. And the one thing, all right, so I want to also go into this right here. And I agree with this, right? Like I actually agree.
You would agree with this.
Like we all agree that this is the correct deal for us, right? Like, and nobody's sitting here. I base this, bro. I created this channel off of me wanting Osimhen. Like, literally, I made this entire channel because of that. Like if you guys don't remember last year, I was sitting here wearing a cowboy tin hat. That's how bad
you made one. I turned one of my Yankees hats into a tin hat.
Like we all want Osimhen. Like I don't think there's a guy in this entire. I don't think that there's a guy in this entire in this entire chat. There's 75 people here, and the 3 of us. None of us. Not one person is going to sit here and say,
"No, of course we do." Yeah,
of course we would. Okay, but this is actually being disingenuous because of wages in the end, right? It's just being disingenuous.
Osimhen is not 55 million, fellas.
Like it's just disingenuous.
The price of the player is not the problem with Osimhen. It's how much he wants to get paid.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think he wants close to 300k base.
Exactly.
Which is mad for any club.
At this current moment,
maybe because of the market, he deserves it. At the end of the day, like it doesn't make sense for him on 300k and then Enzo Caicedo on like 180, and they're like, what? How is this guy only done on my wage?
If he comes in and it takes 250, then I could understand it.
Yeah, calm, right?
But if he's gonna come in, want 350, 400, bro.
And by the way, I don't think
only place he's getting it is Saudi. It's the only place he's getting it.
And Joey, someone in the chat said Victor wants Wirtz's money. Wirtz isn't worth 120 million, 250k a week either. But guess what? Because in the market, they might have to get it. Because there's not many players like Wirtz or Osimhen in the market.
if we could do 250 base plus incentives and he takes that shit, then we would
Yeah,
do. I'm sure we would
yeah.
do that shit, bro.
Yeah,
But
100%.
he's looking for 3+. And I want us to break our wage scale and say, fuck it. That's what I want to do. I would rather fuck it. Fuck the wages. Fuck all of it. Just pay the man. I've been saying that for fucking a year. If there's one guy on YouTube who's been screaming for us to do it for as long as me, it's me and Prime has been sitting here screaming for us to just pay the man and get the striker we want. Okay? Like, there's nobody else in the world who would want that more than me. Okay? Nobody. But where we're at is getting a young striker who is up and coming, who's truly up and coming, who's proved himself in his league, who's proved himself in Europe, to get a bigger team and give him a chance to thrive. That's what this is. It's not the proven. I watch Frankfurt Couch. Weekly Frankfurt watcher since week 3 or week 4. Right here. I watched them all last year when they went through the Europa. I watched them all this year.
I don't think it's necessarily we're challenging the league with Osimhen. We're challenging the league if we can get a goal, if we can get a striker who can give us about 20 goals.
Mm-hmm.
And if shit, and if that same striker could give up 5-6 assists, I'm taking it. Because this idea that I don't care about how many assists my striker get, but if he can actually get assists, that's a plus. You know what I mean? That's
because that implies they're bringing others into the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. That's what we need. Because at the moment, because Jackson's an idiot and he's not there, there's no one. Our attack is crap because we've got no one linking it up. That's why for the final, I'm actually going to be excited to see Jackson come back, boys, because we'll have someone linking up front. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather than just 3 false nines running pound the place.
Yeah.
No link up. No
link up's our biggest issue. Link up's been our biggest issue in the back, like since Jackson's been out. Like it's been.
And even when Jackson was here, he was playing crap. So we just need a better player.
Even when he was crap, though, we looked better. Even when he was crap,
a crappy Jackson, we still look better.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%. Yeah. When I mean,
think about yesterday. We had no fucking striker. We had we were
nothing
dead.
Up front. We did nothing.
We couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And we know damn well if Jackson was around, it wouldn't have looked like that. Simple as that.
So this is last year. So this is a good. The way I like to do this is the way I like to do this is this, right? I like to do Nico's best year versus Hugo currently Hugo, right? So what Nico did best for us last year, which was last year's performances, was probably his best or better season than this year, and then versus what Hugo's done this year, okay? Because he was better for us last year. Let's just be real. He was. Okay. I mean, there's not much he does. There's not much Nico does better than this guy. Just period.
It's nothing.
There's not much that he does better than this guy.
It would be an upgrade, but we can. You know what it is.
Okay. So wait. We're not done. Let's add one more. That would not be a good year.
Napoli. Yeah.
I wanted 2022, 2023. That's the year I wanted for Victor.
I hate when people keep saying you comparing stats from different leagues. Yeah, that's what you do with players across the globe. When they say top 5 leagues, that's what they're doing. That's what you always do. What do you mean you comparing stats from different leagues?
Well, your career
when you win the European Golden Boot, you know how you win it? By scoring the most goals in Europe. It don't matter which fucking league it is.
Look at the link up for Gyökeres. Look where the link up is for Gyökeres right here.
poor. It's poor.
Yeah,
So he's
Jokic
literally
is
a
not
running
a player.
behind, snapshot kind of player. He's not a link up, tap, go, 1,
He's
2.
not, and I think that's
You
the problem.
see why
people are
earlier I was telling you people are like it's not.
Joe, I said this myself. I said people are overrating him. They think he's some all-rounded striker when he's not.
Yeah, he's not
Like,
as
bad,
well-rounded as people make him out to be. Is my
He's
point.
just he's a goal scorer. He's
Yeah, he's a
clinical to a certain
batsman.
degree.
But he's
Yeah, that's
probably
it.
gonna
There's no-
fuck you
by the way,
over on
there's nothing wrong
build-up
with
play
that.
and all that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a bagsman, but sometimes your team might need a bit more than that. Isaac has a bit more than just bags.
See that I don't
brings
like
in
that it doesn't
Gordon.
bring up Osimhen's numbers. That's the only thing. I really
Osimhen's got decent hold up, but again, he's not gonna do the 1-2 thing. But
Yeah.
we don't want Osimhen for that. We just
I
want him to
like
be in
that.
the
Let
box.
me pull up Mateta because Mateta has had a great
Hey
season.
boys, remember yesterday Cole Palmer's cross for Neto? Yeah, that's Osimhen. He probably hits it on target, bro. That
Probably.
cross.
If that's Osimhen,
Yeah.
that shit's in the back of the fucking
Oh, we
net.
probably scored 2 yesterday. If it was, we probably scored 2 in the first half. We probably scored 2
By the
in
way,
the first
not
half.
because of this, but this is why I don't want Mateta. Not because of these stats, because they're quite low. But I just don't want him.
I wouldn't mind.
Unless he wants to be a Giroud thing. You know Giroud off the bench?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind.
My thing.
Here's the thing. Why does Mateta have to leave? For what reason does Mateta have to leave?
It's not even that. Forget him staying. It's more like, why do I want him?
He doesn't have to leave, bro. He's at a club right now with a manager right now who is getting the most out of him. Why would he want to leave?
Yeah, yo, not only
he's had the
that
best season he's ever had with that manager. Why would he want to leave? You see what I'm saying?
Fan base loves him too.
That fan base
man.
loves
Give me
him.
a cup, man. I'm gonna eat some food, but I'll speak to you man soon, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The problem is, I don't know, man. If they bring in Liam, put it like this. I just watched Brazilian Scout for Hugo Ekitike. That's just 12 minutes long. Liam Delap shit is 6 minutes long. What does that tell you? They ain't do shit, man. Ain't no fucking highlights to dig up. His comp is 6 minutes. I want to watch this shit again. I've watched a lot of Delap. His fucking comp is 6 minutes, bro.
Here's the thing with Delap, bro. It's like you're taking a player who had to deal with not having possession like very at all, and then trying to translate statistics from a style that is just going to be totally counter to what we play, what we are, and then saying, yeah, this is going to work. Like it doesn't necessarily work that way. Like, and that's my biggest problem. Like, if you're going to get Delap, you kind of have to have somebody else who's a little bit more proven, in my opinion. That's also a counter to him. Like, that's why, like, if it was Hugo and Delap, I wouldn't be like over the moon about it because I'm not necessarily like totally sold on Delap's profile. But like, I also think he has the ability to become something that's Harry Kane level eventually.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you watch him, you see it, like you see the tools. I guess if he just had more years under his belt, it's not necessarily an amount of goals, because I understand.
I think he needs to take like an Everton move. Like an Everton move would be perfect for him, because like then you get another season of it's your team. Like, you get a chance to play football under a manager who knows how to play with strikers and knows how to use a striker. Like, David Moyes is a very underrated manager overall, and he knows how to play. He knows how to use a striker. Look what he was doing for Antonio for all that time. Like, he knows how to.
I'm looking at this Delap shit, right? Everything is fast break.
Well, like, that's the only opportunity he's going to have, Jimmy. In Ipswich, what opportunity do they have to hold the ball?
That's what I'm saying. So that's why when it comes to stuff like this, I could just go off of the scouts, because they are able to see more than I can, because all I'm getting to see is fast break. I'm seeing the talent. I definitely see the skills. He's both footed. Because when I first used to watch the lap, I thought he was left footed, and he's not. He's right footed.
I'm gonna be so serious though. I don't think
yeah, Huey will not be the second choice striker next year.
No, I don't think he's ready, but I don't think he's that far away either.
He's not, but he won't be. Like, nobody's going into a Champions League season with Mark Guehi as their second striker. No, it's not going to happen. Jackson is more than likely going to be the second striker.
My problem is with Nico is I don't know if he's willing to take that. That's the thing.
I don't know why y'all keep saying stuff like that. Is weird to me. Why do y'all come with the negative of? I don't think why. Because
he's in the middle of his prime of his career, wouldn't you?
No, but he's not. He's not. He's in the middle of you're not good enough. Y'all act like y'all talk about these players like they're good. He's not. Like y'all.
No,
I understand if y'all say that about a player like that's good. Nico Jackson knows how good he is. He knows he's not that guy. So he's not gonna be I'm not gonna take this. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? He's at Chelsea. He has no choice. We've seen players bigger than him have to go eat bench. We watched Duran. You eat bench. Good striker. We watch good strikers eat bench. That's what you do when you play on a big team. You eat bench. Callum Wilson.
I hear it.
Held Newcastle up. How many years? The minute Isak came in, guess what? Eat bench. You think he's gonna say, "Oh no, I want to lead"? Nah, you know what it is. This nigga better than me. I'm gonna have to eat bench. Niggas know when niggas ain't better. Niggas know when they better than them. They know. Mm-hmm. They know. He knows. Nico Jackson ain't in no position to be like, this is beneath me. Huh? He's gonna play. Anybody that come to Chelsea, if you're a backup, you're going to play. We play a lot of fucking football. Players get injured. Like I hate every time it's transfer season and it's time to go get players. We ask these questions, and then during the season, we be like, "Oh, look, we don't have no sub for this and that." And I'd be like, "Yeah." So stop fucking asking in the off season when you see us going to play. Where is he gonna play? In his fucking position. Trust me. Injuries.
I hear it. Yeah. My only thing with it, in my opinion, is if we get Hugo, I'd like someone opposite to the style of Hugo. That's the only thing I would say. Because he's just, you getting Hugo is like getting same for same. Like you're not giving yourself a counter punch. You know what I mean? Like you always had a counter punch. You always bring a counter punch on. Like if your striker's not working, you want a different style of striker to kind of change the way that the game's going majority of the time when you're bringing on a striker. That's why, in my opinion, you need that Mateta style of striker, in my opinion, to counter punch a Jackson style, Ekitike style striker, in my opinion. Ekitike is just a higher level of what we already have. That's just the only difference. That's literally like it's not a change. It's a like for like, in my opinion. That's the only reason I would say if this is as real as it is with Hugo, I do expect Jackson to be moved on. Like that's what my expectation would be because I would want a different striker. I would want a different style of striker.
Yeah, Jackson ain't going nowhere, bro. Jackson got like an 8 year.
I know. Me and you have argued about this for a while. It's okay.
Hey, I don't think he's going nowhere. Dude got a long ass contract, man. Dude got a long ass contract. He ain't asking.
It was reported today though that we are willing to hear offers for Nico at least.
Man, that to me that's an opinion based shit because Chelsea's gonna sign a striker. So the first thing we can do, let's write a story that say Jackson might be gone. Not buying it, bro. It's not buying it. It just don't make sense. It just don't. We don't. We're gonna buy a striker and then get rid of Jackson. I don't see it. It just don't add up. It just don't make sense to me. I don't even see us buying 2 strikers. Like I think that's a pipe dream. If you think Chelsea about to buy 2 strikers, I think you you know what I mean? Like,
no, I hear it.
I think that's why if we get Ekitike, I could pretty much, in my mind, I don't really see us bringing in another striker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, I don't see it because they
Lucas.
got so much other shit to do
Mhm.
that I think that if they bring in Ekatike, but also with how early they're bringing him in the window, it kind of gives them a chance to even kind of see. I don't know. Who knows?
Yo, this guy right here has been trolling me on like every show about Ekatike because I've been talking about him for like the last like week or so. He's been trolling me and he's been telling me, "Oh, we're not getting him. We're not getting him." And he's like, now he's laughing at me. I just, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm like I'm at a loss with him. Like I just think I've been kind of sold. I'm off the Nico Jackson train here, in my opinion, totally. Like that's just my personal opinion for it. But yeah, like if we could find a way for us to get 2 strikers and move on from him, I wouldn't be mad at all. I would actually be pretty excited about it. And I'm pretty sure the person I'm about to speak about right now is going to have a very similar opinion to me. Lucas, my G. How are you, my dude? Let's start there. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. I think the last day or so was I don't know, man. Yesterday I was excited, bro. I was excited because listen, I've been very critical of Maresca, as you know. But what he did yesterday in the second half, particularly, I thought was brilliant. I think the way we managed the game, I thought the way we became defensively towards the end and more resilient. And that's all I wanted. I thought this guy, over the season, he became too much of a philosophy merchant, which I don't like. I like managers that can adapt to different situations. And over the last few games or so, he's proven that he can adapt his style to become more defensive when needed. So I have to praise Maresca for that. And I think the way we handled the game yesterday was perfect. The first half I didn't like, but the second half, I thought we were very strong defensively. The boys kind of just did what they have to do, and they closed out the game. I have no complaints.
I hear it. That's how we should be acting, though. That's how. And you know what? How much I rate. You know how much I rate his comments afterwards.
Yeah.
Like those comments afterwards of him backing himself and him telling people, you know what? You know how we would say it how you say it in English? F off. Oh, I rated that shit so much.
Arrogance, bro. I love it.
It gave me life again after he said that shit.
That was something Conte would say. That's
That's some straight down thing.
Yesterday he was Italian, man. He proved yesterday he was Italian. I thought he was a fake Italian, but yesterday he proved he was a real Italian, man. Props to him.
Oh, it wasn't just yesterday. It was this whole 5-game run-up where
it was, bro.
he played defensive football, counter-attacking football. It's true Italian style football, son.
I've been very critical of Caldwell, but I gotta give it up to him, man. I think the last
not the Chelsea
5 games.
Yo, hey Joey, I inboxed you a video, 2 videos. Could you play them?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got more receipts.
Let Lucas finish up, Lewis, and then I'm gonna go to CNAC, and then I'll go to you about the end of the season. Okay?
No stress, bro.
No. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I think Caldwell over the last few games or so, he became a proper defender. Like my criticism of Caldwell, like this entire season, was this guy was getting bullied by a lot of physical strikers, and over the last 5 games or so, I think he handled himself really well. I think Tosin was brilliant yesterday. I think he was absolutely fantastic. In the air, he was sweeping up everything. And I thought people criticize Tosin. I'm like, why are they criticizing Tosin? He's been terrific, in my opinion, right? I don't know what you guys thought of him, but I think he was brilliant.
Oh, he made Chris Wood his bitch yesterday.
He's very good against physical strikers.
Warmed him in the air every time, man.
He made him his bitch yesterday, bro. He made him his bitch. Let's just put it.
Forget the aerial stuff, the passing, the line-breaking passes, bruv. Always seems to go under the radar with him.
CNAC, my brother. CNAC, my brother. I want you to give you a chance to, speak your mind about how you felt about the game yesterday, what you're thinking about what today's links are. Lucas, we'll get back to you on the striker because I know you have a very vivid opinion about it. So I'll give you Nice laughing because he's in our chat. But yeah. CNAC, Tell me what your thoughts are, bro. How you feel about yesterday? How you feel about this morning with these links? What you thinking, G?
Man, it's relief, man. It's like, man, it's like getting away with cheating on your wife. Like, like
This
it
guy.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, like it's great, like it proves like that, like seeing yesterday and how the way that we won is the reason why I was so happy because it reminded me that all right, we're capable of like if we have to just straight up get it out the mud, we can do it. Because a lot of the wins that we've had this year, it looked like pretty and like everything worked together. Like this one was just like, hey man, I don't know how the fuck we're gonna score. It's just I don't care how you score, just do it. Just get it somehow. And then as soon as we got the goal, we shut the kitchen off. Like it was beautiful to see. It was like watching prime Chelsea, the Chelsea that I grew up, watching and love and fell in love with because like the defensive game plan was brilliant. As far as not holding a high line, dropping the back four further down and closing off the space between them and Sanchez, and then also, having our wingers help out with the with our fullbacks, and then just being like, all right, we flipped the script on them and saying like, hey, you got to work through us instead of us going through you guys. And I mean, clearly they couldn't. They didn't know what to do. And when they got frustrated, because a lot of this year we kept seeing our young kids get frustrated, and that it affected their game. We saw that as early as Newcastle. As soon as Newcastle got the ball and got their goal, like they shut it down, and we didn't know what to do. And then Jackson's stupid ass would just, try to throw elbows like it's 2000s or some shit, So man, it was beautiful to see, man. It was great. I'm happy that we finally got UCL ball, and I think all of us can agree like there is no fucking excuse. Like go get us what we need. We are like we're not football, officials, and we're not professionals or whatever, but it's plain to see what we need. Like it's not hard. It's not rocket science. Just go and get it. Just go and get it. That's all I ask for. As far as our transfer strategy, man, I was cool with the whole, giving people time and, building we have a solid foundation now. Like we have the kids, we have enough of the people that, that need that, we're trying to build them up. We need ready-made people now. Like we need to get back to our old selves, man. We starting to look like Arsenal a little bit here, man. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm happy about the win. I'm intrigued about the summer. But yeah, man, let's get back to our old selves, man. I'm tired of being bums, man. Get me a Prem or a UCL next year. That's all I care about.
I hear it. I hear it. The standards. Keeping the standards where they should be in the end. Lewis, my brother.
Yes, bro. What are you saying?
Tell me how we feeling morning after. Well, it's kind of like afternoon after for you, but yeah, morning after for you guys. How are you feeling?
For the first time in months, I feel a relative sense of peace because I now our fate's secured. I don't have to hear any whining. I don't have to hear any moaning. There's still going to be some people trying to run the whole, oh, this was expected, or we've only finished 6 points ahead of wherever Potra's on, or we spent 1.5 million. I don't care. I don't care because we just achieved our target. We might have gone the long way about it. Don't get it twisted. We could have made it a lot easier for ourselves, but we're here. We're here where we're meant to be. We're here where we predicted the team should be, even in spite of not having a good transfer window and our striker signing out in January. Like, obviously, Wednesday matters a lot. Trophies and everything like that. End the trophy drought, complete European football. But for me, like, for the first time in months, I just feel relaxed. Like, get me to the summer window. Whatever happens in that, I'll deal with it when the window comes. But for the first time, I just don't want to think about the past. I don't want to think about the future. I'm just glad that we've had a progressive season, a genuinely progressive season for the first time under Clearlake. People say 12th to 6th is progress. I don't think it was, because Chelsea should never be around 12th anyway. So like, I don't look at that as progression.
Facts.
We've made the first steps back to where we're meant to be. Under the Roman era, this was what we were doing. We were competing for top 4 and trying to get back to competing for the league. Now we're back to there. Now let's see what we do in the future. But for now, I'm just chilling.
Okay. I'm gonna play a couple videos that Jimmy's put together because they've been fire. I've been watching them this morning.
Oh, don't worry. It's a lot of you. I got a lot of submissions too. Yeah, a lot of y'all get packed out.
We'll go through a couple of these, and then we'll talk a little bit more on strikers and so on. I don't know why I keep stopping.
We are not even going to get Champions League.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep stopping.
Sometimes that happens with Twitter. Maybe zoom out
Football
a bit.
this season under this manager.
Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, that's what.
We are not even going to get Champions League football this season under this manager.
What?
Do you see us finishing 4th? I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, we can catch up to Nottingham Forest." Fuck off! No way, man.
You fuck
We're
off.
not going to finish
pussy
3rd.
hole.
We're not going to finish 4th. We're not finishing 5th. Champions
What?
League is not happening with this guy. And I'm going to blame the players as well. Yeah, the players.
No. We're gonna blame you. We're gonna blame that stupid fucking hat you got on. Shut your face.
Why you gotta make fun of his hat though?
Yeah, I got more stuff. Just give me a second.
Bro, your
got more.
insults are just random as hell.
I got
bro.
more stuff. I got more stuff, bro. I got more
I got a
stuff.
bunch of them. I just ain't upload them yet.
I hope one of them is the one I was laughing about earlier.
Will
today.
Chelsea finish in the top 4?
Here we go.
14. You think they will? 14. Yeah. 14. Okay. Yeah.
Can I have some of what he's smoking?
Why is that?
No. Unfortunately, Mr. Bean, little sister, you can't have what we smoking because we're smoking on you. You're in this pack. Shut your pie hole.
Bro, I had to Google. Bro, I had to Google Mr. Bean.
I started
Oh, you
dying.
didn't know who Mr. B was?
I forgot what he looked like, so I Googled him and I was crying. I was in the middle of a run.
No,
Bro, I was in the middle of a run. No, I'm dead serious. I was in the middle of my run. I stopped for a little breather. I had to walk the rest of the way. I was crying, laughing. I was like, this nigga is retarded.
Hey, when I looked at her, that's what she looked like to me, Mr. Bean.
Oh,
All
my
right, we got
God.
one more for today. One more for today. I'm sure Jimmy got more of them lined up for mad people.
Nah, that's the same. That's probably the same two. I only sent you 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I only sent you 2.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's just funny as a bitch.
Nah,
Oh,
Jimmy,
man.
you got one on that one. You got one on that. I think you got one on that. You need to make that a series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely got to make that a series.
Yeah, make sure you guys are following Jimmy on Twitter, son. It's always a fun time, bro.
Bro.
He never misses, bro. He never fucking misses, G. All right. So the focus of today, specifically today's news has been Hugo Ekitike. I've had my fair share of my words on this already. Like I actually think that this is a good move for us overall. I do think it's a Jackson replacement, unlike some people think. But yeah, me and Jimmy have had our say. I'm gonna go to Lucas. Lucas, what is your thoughts on Hugo? And what if not Hugo, what would you like for the window?
I was just speaking with CNAC about this. So for me personally, I would prefer 2 target strikers. I am not a fan of this new school left winger / striker, where like these guys are positionless. They move around and stuff like that. I don't like link up strikers personally. I like strikers that have a more simplified style. So for me, I would definitely get someone like Mateta and someone like Ratugi, like a guy like him. I think would change the way we play football. Like I watch a lot of Serie A, as you know.
Mhm.
So for me, he's one of those guys that he knows what he is. Like he's kind of like Higuain, where he just like he's not super technical. He's in and around the box. Strikes the ball clean with both feet. And he just is in and around the box, good aerially as well. And Mateta, I'm a big fan of Mateta. I think he's a quality striker in the Premier League. So if we were to get 2 strikers, which would be my preference, because how I feel about Nico Jackson, which I'm not gonna go into it right now, but
Nah, go
just give me
ahead
2
and say
strikers.
it. Just in
Yeah, I
case,
mean,
go ahead and say it,
yours.
bro.
Platform's
you can
yours.
say-
Go ahead and say your feelings on
Listen,
Nico
man, Nico
Jackson.
Jackson is one of the. I don't care, man. This guy is not a striker, man. I don't care, man. This guy is horrible. This guy is horrible positionally. He's horrible in the air. He has no weak foot. There's a lot of issues with him personally that I feel like if we sell him for 50 mil and we can get 2 quality strikers, we should do it. It's as simple as that. I want ideally a left winger, someone like a quality of a Rodrigo, and we need to improve the attack. I think, Morgan Rogers would definitely be a good shout as well. I'm a big fan of Morgan Rogers, and he can actually play across the line as well. So right wing, left wing, or cam. So personally, yeah, that's how I feel about it. 2 target strikers and a left winger. I wouldn't even mind it if we just did 2 strikers and a left winger, and not invest in a center back. Because again, I have my issues with the center backs, but we've proven with 8 errors from Sanchez this season that we can have a competitive or at least decent enough defense to compete, or at least be in and around the top 4 race, right? So again, just imagine the 8 errors. If we hadn't conceded those 8 errors, we'd actually concede 35 goals this season. If you think about it, he literally contributed to 8 goals of the 43 directly. So let's say we get Petrovic and he makes 2-3 mistakes. That's 5 less goals that we're conceding next season, just based on the performances from this season. So me personally, get 2 strikers and a left winger. And it has to be of a level that we can actually be excited about. So yeah.
Would you say? I know that the obvious. Let's just say you had a combo of 2, and one of them has to be one's elite level, one's gonna be middle of the pack, right? What would you do? Would you go elite level winger, or would you go elite level striker and then get a mid level winger? How would you approach it?
We need a striker, man. I'm tired of going into a season without a striker. I personally wingers are cool and all, but for me, we need a goal scorer, man. We need a killer. I would love a Rodrigo. You know how I feel about Rodrigo. I think he's vastly underrated, not overrated, underrated. And I've actually watched so much of him over the years, even when he was in Brazil. So I know the type of winger that he is, right? And I think people underrate him, not overrate him, underrate him, because he's playing in a system. He's actually played 3 different systems in the last 3 years under Carlo. Playing right wing, playing right forward, right? And then he was playing with a striker. Then last season he was playing with Jude Bellingham, playing as mostly a center forward / cam. He's literally going up and down. And then he had Vinny left forward, and then he was playing right forward. They were playing a 4-4-2 diamond, essentially, which is basically a 4-3-1-2. So, and then this season he's playing on the right with Mbappe, and he's more of a facilitator. He's someone that's actually tracking back, whereas Vinny and Mbappe are more, they're giving more freedom to attack, right? So I would definitely, if we can get Rodrigo, I would love him at the club. But again, get a striker, Joey. I'm tired of just going every season we spend 200 million on wingers and we don't get a striker. Last season we went into the season with Nico Jackson, and we all saw what happened. We barely scrapped through top 4. That's what I predicted. I thought we would actually scrape through top 4 and barely make it. and which we did. But we need 2 strikers, and it can't be Osimhen and Nico because I don't want us to play 1 month without a striker. Every time we play without a striker, a recognized number 9, we're horrible to watch. Like even yesterday, where it was like, well, it was a good game. I think if we had a striker, we could have scored in the first half. I think there are chances that a striker can score that. When we don't play with a natural number 9, you just see the difference. Every team that doesn't play with a natural number 9, Joey, in my opinion, striker is the most important position in football, personally. Striker and a goalkeeper. For me, those are the 2 most important, and probably DM. You know, so just go give me the striker, man. Whether it's Osimhen, whether it's Gyökeres, whether it's whoever. Just get me a striker that can score goals.
Okay.
I would say most. I would. Lucas, big up, guys. By the way, thanks for having me on. I would agree with you, Lucas. Like most teams, like you don't need to like you see a drop off with the striker. I think it depends how you play. Like Paris Saint-Germain don't play with an out and out 9, but that's the way they play.
They have goal scoring wingers, so that's different. That's different.
Yeah. Like they could use. I keep saying it, bro. If they get like a João Pedro as like a rotation piece. Bro, you'd fit in with them so well because he could play football. He could be a playmaker. He could be a false 9.
Our issue is we have creative wingers, right? So we need that clinical number 9 that's just going to be there and is going to scoop up those crosses or those passes or whatever, those through balls. Literally, just give me a striker that can play football like in the box. Like, I'm tired of it. If you guys want to go Samu, go give me Samu. Like, give me a guy that's going to be a guy that can hold up play. And that can occupy 2 defenders because Nico Jackson cannot do that.
Yeah, I think we're underrating. Hugo's ability to occupy 2 defenders as a full striker. Just aerially, he's just not the same type of player as these other guys that you're bringing up. And I totally agree in the fact of the matter of we do need a target man, and that's why I've been very adamant that we need a counterpunch to what we already have. Like Hugo, and the one thing I do, as much as I love Hugo Ekitike, he is not a counterpunch to Nico Jackson. That's why, in my opinion, you do need 2 strikers. But CNEC, you've kind of hit a bit of what your feelings are about the striker position. And I mean, you know, the people in our chat obviously know what your feelings are, but like, talk to us. Like, it's obviously for most of us, it's Osimhen or bust, it feels like, right? Like, it feels that way for a lot of people. But like, is there anybody else that you think that would be suited to be able to help us at this point?
Yeah. So lately, I mean, of course, like I've been on this since like last year. It's for me, it's Osimhen or bust. Like because I'm of the opinion like he literally fits what we have right now, like hand in glove, as far as hold up play, like being a presence, being a heading presence in the box, and just also like we're like just like yesterday, like I was talking about, we when we need a goal just out of nowhere where everything is not working, he's the one person where that's available, I should say, where if like he can get a goal out of nowhere, right? And then just to I know you asked me about a striker, but I also agree with Lucas as far as Rodrigo because of his characteristics. I think if we were to say like we're getting Rodrigo and Osimhen, like those are 2 people where we can have like when everything is going wrong, if the ball falls to either of their feet, I'm confident that they will find a way to get a goal. It's not about quantity. It's sometimes it is about like the quality and the right timing of those goals, because a lot of the prems that we've won in previous years, we remember the moments as far as like 3-1 at City when we had no business, when we were getting ran through most of the game, but you see a goal from Costa, you see a goal from Hazard, you see a goal from Willian, where it's just like bam, we literally just sucker punch the shit out of them. And then that basically wrapped the league for us in November. You know what I mean? So we don't have that element in our team. So I'm looking for something like that. Now, as far as like different options at the striker position, like Mateta, he's really showed me a lot this year. I wouldn't mind him coming into the team. Retegi from Serie A, I've only started like really watching a little parts of his games, and I'm not gonna lie, I do really like him. I just don't know him, so I can't really say like, oh, bring him to the club. But if you're telling me like if we're gonna go after two strikers, my whole thing is if like because I've been like in the group chat, I've been like solely fighting for Jackson by myself, like fighting like 5-on-1 at sometimes, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucking exhausted. Like like I like the kid, but I'm like,
Bro,
man,
we've been
fuck,
putting a lot
man,
of pressure on you. I'm not gonna front.
bruh, man, I am out there like
I
I feel
respect
like,
that. I respect it. I
bruh, I
respect
feel
Like,
like he's one of
between
my
me and
little
Lucas,
cousins,
we've been
man.
putting a lot of pressure on you, G.
it. And I
Bruh,
respect
you
Sidak like
two,
crazy, man. This guy, determination to
bruh.
defend this guy.
I'm
Uh,
saying, man, but the thing is, it's not just because of you guys. It's what I see like from the general public, and it's like it pisses me off because I'm like, man, we're not gonna pretend like this kid hasn't provided better than what we've seen over the last 4 years, over the last this century. Like it's disgusting to say that about Chelsea Football Club, but it's true. Like he has been like our best striker these last 5 years, and it's disgusting to say. But at the same time, we need better. If you tell me that we get two strikers, I know Jimmy said that he doesn't see us getting two strikers, but if you're telling me that we're getting two strikers who are better than Jackson, fuck it. I hear that his value is 50. I'm asking for 60. Like that's just the name of the game. I'm trying to get my money back. I mean, I'm trying to get more money. Like they want to get double their profit. I mean, if you're trying to do that, then this year is probably the best year you're gonna be able to do that. So I've always been of the mindset, man, I'm trying to win the Prem or the UCL or both every single year. Like that's never changed. These last 8 years have been brutal. Aside from 2021, these last 8 years have been brutal. Like I need us to get back to where we belong. Like so if I'm trying to say that about the standards of this club, then I can't be defending Jackson and saying like and talking about like, oh well, we can't afford this. No, we're gonna have the money. Everybody knows we're gonna have the money. So just go out and pay it. Just go out and get the best players. We have the foundation already laid. You laid it despite whatever anybody in this fan base thinks. Like a lot of these players have either proved us wrong or you know what, we're probably going to move off of them maybe in another year or this summer. But at least we know who is going to stay and who needs to leave. So now it's about like, all right, we have the foundation. We know what we want. We know what we're looking for. Now just go and get that shit. We already know. So just do it. I hate to bite from Nike, but yeah, just do it. That's my whole thing.
So Lewis, before I let you go, okay, because I think that this is gonna help your opinion about the whole thing. I want Steve to go. Okay, I'm gonna ask Steve a question real quick, and then I'm gonna move on to the winger conversation quickly because I do have a question about how you guys feel about this whole winger situation as well. Steve, I want you to tell people what your thoughts of Hugo is. Okay, as a footballer and as a striker, I want you to give them both. Okay, because I think it is a key factor that you do give them both. All right, and I feel like it's better that they hear it from somebody outside of the voice of Chelsea because they probably just think I have a bias towards this player because I've watched him so many times. Yeah. So I'd like for you to say your piece on the player, and then I'm going to have Lewis speak his piece about strikers and all those other good jazz because we have been linked with him. And I do want to, and Mauro, we're going to speak about this. Okay. So I don't want you to think we're ignoring you. I am actually going to speak about this. So Steve, floor is yours, my G. Can you tell us a little bit about Hugo and give us a little bit of a scouting report on him?
Yeah. So I think he is very consistent. I've liked him a lot since he was a Stade Rennes. He would play on the left a lot, and bro, his application, his first touch is very good. I think he's very good at consistently like running the channels, always a constant outlet. He's a foil for others. Him and Marmouche, the chemistry between them got better and better. Unfortunately, Frankfurt sold them, so we didn't ever see it probably result in the Europa League title, and they probably would have gotten Champions League football. Eintracht Frankfurt a lot sooner than they did, but yeah, he is really good. Do I think he is a needle mover? Like, do I think if you sign Ekitike, you guys go on to like win a UCL or a champs like straight off the bat? Not necessarily, no, but I do think he is an immense upgrade over Jackson. His ball striking is a little bit inconsistent, but he does have good like instincts. I like his attributes. He's got speed. Like I said, his first touch is very good. He's a foil for others. When he was given game time at Stade de Reims and at Eintracht Frankfurt, opposed to his Paris Saint-Germain stint where he didn't get much playing time at all, and when he stuck out on the left, and he would play with Gonzalo Ramos a lot, and they just didn't seem to link up very well consistently. So yeah, I think the guy is very, very impressive. I don't think he's similar to Isak style wise. I think that's more of an Omega thing, but that's just me. But I am a big fan of Ekitike, definitely. I think just the ball striking can be a bit inconsistent at times, but he does pop up into spots so often that I think just volume wise alone, he'll get you goals for sure.
And I think
So
we
you wouldn't
create probably
classify him as
better than
someone like wasteful like that.
I wouldn't say wasteful, but there's room for improvement.
Okay.
I think the good thing.
I'm more of I'm a bigger fan of someone like a Mikal Tadze. If you want like a kind of similar age and similar experience kind of thing. I think Mikal Tadze for me is just a bit more flashy, a bit more. I just see a bit more star.
I also think he needs. I think he's best suited next to somebody though too. Like
Sure.
I watch a lot of Mikal Tadze. I just think that he's almost like that two, the top part of the two. You know what I'm saying? Where he could use a link up man and behind him, like Hugo is in a sense, but I think his game is more predicated on the flair aspect of his game rather than it being any type of physical attribute that really pulls him.
But what I like about a Mikal Tadze, Joey, is that like some of the finishes, bro, he gets the ball.
Yeah, he latches on
it's
the
a
ball
goal
really well.
Like his decision making.
I think the one thing that the one thing that I would say is the one thing that I love hearing about that, what you just said, Steve, is that it's actually extremely similar to what Osimhen deals with. Outside of his aerial ability, right? His finishing isn't like people complain about his finishing. Like it's not necessarily like this consistent finisher. He's a volume finisher in the end. All right. Yeah. Like literally, like in the end, he is a volume finisher. Like the one thing that separates Victor that I've been asking for is that aerial duel ability. That he is going to win that aerial duel consistently, right? Where with if you're talking about just get ball on the ground, striking the ball and getting it into the back of the net, it's more volume-esque when we're speaking about Victor. That's why people had originally people had the pushback on Victor in the begin with is because he does miss a lot of chances. If you actually look at Victor, he does have a lot of missed chances, but the fact of the matter is he's getting in positions that he's supposed to be in.
So consistent.
Like that.
He's actually gotten better in that. He's actually over the last two seasons, he's gotten better.
But you're also talking about a finisher that has a very one style sided of finishings too. he's smashing the ball. Like that's
Yeah.
what he's doing. Like it's not I'm placing it in the corner. I'm smashing this fucking ball and I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it at you, or I'm smashing the ball. Like where Hugo is more of a I have a little bit more of a variety on the way of the style I could finish. Is like and once again, I'm the guy who wants Victor. Okay? I've been sitting here wanting Victor Osimhen forever. But I do see the flaws in the player as well. I'm not going to say he's perfect. I see the flaws in the player as well.
Oh yeah.
So there's like and to say that it's going to fit perfect stylistically, like is saying like we're just going to not use him as much in link up, where in the end our link up is still predicated with the striker. Like it's still there's still a predication of being able to bring the ball up the pitch with a striker involved in that play. Because if you do get man marked, that is what's going to end up happening. Your striker is going to come into play. So like that's the big thing that I always just like to make sure that is understood about how finishers are at this current moment. Because the only consistent finisher is really Sorloth and Holland. Those are like the two consistent finishers. Even Holland is a volume finisher. He misses a lot of chances too, but the thing is in the right positions. Is he in the right position? And Nico is never in the right position. All right. Keyshawn, it's nice to see you, my G. I'm going to come to you here in a second. But Lewis, now that you've heard a little bit of the scouting between me and Steve, right? What is your thoughts?
It's promising at least. My number one's still going to be Osimhen and everything, but like at least it doesn't sound like he's that like raw and underdeveloped that he wouldn't be an asset to us. I still got to do my own deeper research into him though. I want to start. I've got some time this week, so I'd rather do that. Oh shit.
Do you have any thoughts of it being two strikers rather than one, and it being like us selling Jackson at all?
I'd still rather keep Jackson, but like if you're gonna get me someone who's a direct improvement, that's fine. And like with what Jackson's given us the last 2 years, not even really asking for too much. Just as long as someone can contribute and build that play and like all the stuff leading up to the final third, then you've already got that. She's someone that's a little bit more ruthless in terms of finishing.
Keyshawn, it's good to see you, my G.
What's up, Keyshawn?
Yo, big up, everyone.
Pi said we want both Delap and Hugo.
I'll pull that up here in a second. But Keyshawn,
that's interesting.
Keyshawn, what were we saying, G? I know I think you have a pretty. I think you have a pretty similar opinion to Lucas, in my opinion, from the conversations that me and you have had. But go ahead and give us what you think.
Yeah, well, with your guys' point about Ekitike, you know, I wanted to get him in January because I thought he would be like a 40 million, 50 million type of guy at the time. But now they're talking about like 80 to 100 million for this guy. At that point, I'm thinking, why not just go in for Osimhen, or if we could, Isak at that point. Like, I like the player. I like Ekitike. I keep saying he's a better version of Havertz, in my opinion. But that's not to violate the guy. Like, I think he is like kind of like a winger / striker type of guy. And I think for our team, we need a definitive number 9, like a target man. So a guy like him, I think he would he would play very well in like a Liverpool or something like that, with like a Mo Salah next to him and Diaz and whatnot. For us, he's not really what we need right now. And for that price, I think we could get better.
Yeah, I also don't think we'll get him at. I think it'll be somewhere around 70, if you want my honest opinion about the price. But yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, like if it's around like 60 to 70, and we're getting another striker to add that, then I'll be fine with that. Depending on the other striker. 'Cause I would think
If-
they would have to be more of a target man.
What two profiles do you guys want as your two strikers?
I want a
Target
better
man,
version of Jackson, and I want a better version of Jackson, and I want a target man. I want both. I want a Jackson type where he can link up, pick up the ball in deep spaces, but someone who can finish the ball and be in the right areas at the right time. And I want a guy where if we're playing low blocks, we could cross the ball to, and he's going to win his duels. It's that simple in the end.
If it's a perfect scenario, I would say Ikatike at 65 to 70 and Osime at 63. Like that's 120, roughly 120 to 130 mil right there for two strikers. Yeah, I would go with that. And I agree with Joey. Like a better version of Jackson, if that's available. If you get a better version of Jackson, cool. We can get 50 mil minimum for Jackson just off of what he is right now. So we'll get that, like him and Ikatike, they'll kind of balance each other out as far as the finances. And then Osime, like his wages, we would have to, I mean, we're already going to get rid of Nkunku, Sterling, so we'll be able to accommodate his salary.
Where's Sterling going? Who's taking Sterling?
We gonna loan that nigga off somewhere else. I don't know. He can go to
I seen him
Siberia
link
for
to
all I
Fulham.
give a shit for it. But
I
he
seen him
ain't
link to
playing for
Fulham,
Chelsea
but
Football
that's it.
Club. I'm saying we get his wages off of our bill. I don't think we'll get rid of him permanently. I think he's gonna be another Kepa.
Let me put the scenario in front of you guys. You guys can tell me yeah or nay.
Yeah.
If it was Hugo and Mateta, what would you guys say about that?
Yeah,
I'm taking.
I'll take that. I'll take it. Because like in that scenario, I know like you definitely Lucas, y'all will be doing cartwheels. I already know that because y'all would get rid of Jackson for good. But at the same time, my whole thing has been.
I'm gonna be honest. From the reports right now, that it's looking like we're trying to get two strikers at the same time right now. Just from the reports.
Yeah. I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that the last couple of days as well. So that's why I was like, all right, if we're getting two, they better like both of them better be better than Jackson. Because I'm not with the whole he might be better. No, I need it to be definitively he is better than Jackson, both of them, flat out. So I'll be like, all right, cool, we improved.
Can I ask you something, Joey, about the league, right? I'm very concerned about the league because I was watching that Stuttgart game the other day. And I have to say, man, the amount of space that they give teams in that league is absolutely ridiculous.
Sure.
Like the game was done at halftime. It was like 4-0 at halftime. And again, the way teams defend, are you not concerned that again this guy's not going to have that amount of space in the press?
That's not what his game's predicated on. Even though he is extremely fast, it's not what it's predicated on. So like all right, so we all agree Marmoush is going to be a good player in this league, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So that you can tell when a player is playing in space or a guy's playing in between the lines. And a lot of, as much as people give him credit for his movement, especially in areas that affect deep spaces, like his interchange and interlink up is probably his best attribute, especially with the capabilities of his dribbling capability. Like I'm not like trying to overzealous it. The only worry I have is how quickly does he have to, how quickly is he going to adjust to the physicality of these center backs and the way that they're going to try to be pushing them around. And I have the same thing I have the same question about Wirtz. Is Wirtz, now everyone says he's as technical as you want to be, but Cole Palmer is as technical as you could ask for. And the way that they treated him is they just take his ankles out. Like how does a player of that level of technical ability act after they get their ankles taken out 3 or 4 times in the first 30 minutes of the game? That's what the Premier League's about. Like in the end, if you can't handle those types of tackles, you're just not going to last here. Like that's what it comes down to. You're just not. And that's the question with these Bundesliga players everywhere you go. If as long as you have that level of technical ability, right, you can play in between the lines. And we've seen it with Nkunku. A couple of those tackles, he comes right the fuck out of the game. He goes disappearance. So it's like that's what we're talking about here. Okay, that's what we are going to have to see if he can adjust from when we're talking about Hugo. But I said the same thing about Verts. I said the same fucking thing about Verts. Like, that's how highly I rate this player. He's one of my favorite players in Bundesliga to watch. It's between him and Nick Woltemade. Outside of those two guys, I don't want like those are the two guys I actually like watching in Bundesliga that play striker. Like,
Joey, is Woltemade that 6'6" dude?
Yeah,
that guy's good, bro. I'll take that guy. I take that guy.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking monster. He just needs another year. He needs another year, and after next year, he's going to be the one. Everyone's looking at Sesko. This guy came into the league and bodied Sesko for the entire year. He came into the league out of nowhere and bodied Sesko the entire year, bro. That's why people talking about Sesko. He's not even the best tall striker in that league. He's not even the best of that version of himself in that league, bro. Like, that's my point when I speak about these guys. I've watched them. Nick Woltemade has been a light years of the player of what Sesko's played this year. Light years. And he doesn't even get the looking of what these
from
other
Stuttgart,
players.
right?
He doesn't even get the look compared to what these guys are, what Sesko's doing. But he's been playing at 10x the level of what Sesko's done.
Joey, I didn't even know who this guy was. I watched him last game, bro. I was like, who's this 6'6" dude, bro? He was just bullying defenders.
Yo, bro, he's a monster in the box. He's a monster in the box, bro. It looks like he's dunking on play, literally dunking on players, bro.
Like Giroud, man, he's just physical as hell, bro.
He's a monster, bro. And they just found him from the pits of Germany, bro. They found him in the pits of Germany.
Nah, Giroud is a good comp for this kid. You are right. A little bit faster, but yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit quicker. And his technical abilities at that Giroud level, too. Like, you knew how Giroud could move the ball out when the ball was underneath his feet. But you knew he wasn't just going to lose it. Like, this kid has that type of ability. And no one's even looking at him, bro.
Yeah.
No one's
It's a shame. It's a shame he went to Arsenal, because if we would have got Giroud at his Arsenal years, man, we would have been
5
so
years
cold,
younger,
bro.
imagine.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yo, I gotta head out, man. But appreciate you having me on, man. Big up, y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna end up. We're over an hour here, anyways. But cool. I just have one more question for you guys, okay? Before we head out, would you be interested in hijacking this Emblemo deal?
Yep.
Definitely.
Bring him.
You can play across the front line. That would be brilliant. Premier League proven.
It looks like
proven goal scorer.
Like they're asking for only 50 million right now.
Damn shame.
Joey, my only concern about Mbeumo is the way they play football is very similar. Like, you know how last year we were like, oh, Pedro Neto and stuff, right? And it took him almost a year to kind of transition from a transition type of style to a more possession-based style, where you have the ball longer, you play build up slower. I feel like Mbeumo might struggle a little bit in this type of system. Again, he's been brilliant this season. I think 20 goals right in the league.
Yeah.
But I'm still concerned if it'll translate to a bigger side and a more possession-based system. That's all I'm concerned about. But
I mean,
very good player.
I guess my thing is I would agree with you in a sense, but I also think he has the quality to translate quickly. I don't think it would be a long period of transition for him to adjust to something like this, especially with better players around him. Because you notice when he is when he plays in between the two players, and it's in between him, Damsgaard, and Mbeumo, and Wisa, when it's all three of them and they're connecting and the ball, they are holding on to the ball. Especially this year, I know they've been a lot of their goals are in transition, But when you see them play in the interchange in between them, I don't see it being like this extremely big jump that is going to take for him. I think he'll translate very quickly into that type of team. The only downside is if I think a better suited team is Newcastle for him, in my opinion. Like if he went to Newcastle, that front line would be so fucking disgusting. Like, but if we have the opportunity to take him, I would do it in a heartbeat. If it was like a replacement for Nani, I would do it in a heartbeat. Wouldn't even think twice.
100%.
Wouldn't even think twice.
I think it depends what we do in the left wing first. Like if we do get Rodrigo, I think it's over. But if we, let's say, again, I don't know if we're gonna get Morgan Rogers as well. Like we can link to Morgan Rogers. I still think Nico for Morgan Rogers could be something that happens, but I don't know if we'll do that. But
I wouldn't write it off.
I wouldn't write it off. Again, I wouldn't write it off just because
I wouldn't write that
they have FFP issues, and with a trade, you can kind of do certain things on the finances, right? As opposed to just selling a player here and there. You can do certain things on the. That's why Juventus was under investigation those years back, because there's a lot of shady shit that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to trades. So I would not rule that out. And Nico Jackson for Morgan Rogers, of course, we'd have to add cash into the deal. But I could definitely see something like that happening, and I would be in favor of it. I actually big fan of Morgan Rogers. I think he can play in transition and as well as in a possession-based style. You know, again, this is a guy that came from a Man City academy, and has very good feet, has very good link-up play. So, and he can strike the ball really well, and he can play across the front line. So, honestly, I think that would be a perfect signing as well.
I agree. I also think Villa would want wants a lot of our pieces, and for their PSR issues that they have, I could see something for Rodgers happening for sure.
Bro, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if they get Chevalier. I'm gonna lose it. I'm going to lose it. That kid is on track to become one of the best goalkeepers in the world. No fucking word.
Why aren't you guys in for him? Is my question.
What?
Why aren't you guys in for him?
Beats me.
Yeah, he does remind me of Zlatan in his young years. You're right about that.
But yeah, bro, if they get fucking, man.
All right, I'm gonna end it here. I appreciate everyone coming on. I'm gonna go ride my slingshot for a bit in the sun.
Is that the car you sent me?
I'm sorry?
Is that the one that you showed me?
Yeah, the toy I bought the other day.
Yeah, man, enjoy that, bro. That car looks sweet.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go drive that for a bit. Enjoy the sun, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Happy Memorial Day to my U.S. fan. I think you guys are off too. I think it's a bank holiday for the UK.
We got a bank holiday.
So like everybody enjoy their day off, and we'll see you guys soon. Nice seeing everyone. And hey, there's 100 people in here. You guys can get me a couple more subscribers too if you haven't subscribed yet.
Come on.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys have a great day.